righty, folks, come on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. I'm your host, Daryl Martin, right here on TFNN.com. And let's see where things are at right now, because we got some volatility playing in the markets. We got the S&P is currently down 28 points on the day, blowing through all sorts of levels. We got the Russell is down 16 on the day, 17 on the day. Can I hear 18, right? So keep it going. We got NASDAQ down 79 points. We got the Dow down 247. Not just a triple digit, but I guess it's still just a triple digit, but it's a lot bigger than 100. So some big, big, big moves, giving up a lot of the gains. Finally starting to see the market wake up a little bit, and this is adding to our volatility index, which increases premiums, which is great for you day traders out there. We're going to take advantage of premium collection over on the Nadex platform. Hopping on into our metals, we got copper down about 0.75% right now. Gold sort of flat compared to settlement anyway. And let's see what else we have. We got silver right now is down 1.5%, so silver is definitely moving. Checking out oil right now. Oil is just up 10 cents. Pretty small move in oil. But looking over on it, natural gas is up about 0.33%. We'll take a look at that with our news trades. Now we have the natural gas inventory report today. And diving into our ag markets. We even got the ags moving. We got corn down 1%. We got soybeans down a little over 1%, down 10 points right now. I like soybeans a little bit better. Seems to be a little more volatile on a day-in, day-out basis, but you do get some nice moves in corn now and then as well. Hopping into our FX pairs. And for some reason, my Aussie keeps dropping off. Add it back. But look at that. Aussie's down 104 pips. You gotta love this. So I hope y'all are taking advantage of it. We got the pound dollars down 31, euro dollars down 39. Euro pound's pretty flat, down 5 pips on settlement right now. Dollar franc is up 25 pips. US yen is down 27. Euro yen down 81 pips. Aussie yen down $1.40. And let's go ahead and throw the pound yen on there also. Down 76 pips on the day. King dollar picking up in steam right now, up 0.25%. We got bonds up over 0.5% on the day, and on your 30 years there. All right, well, that gets us caught up on most things for your lunchtime market wrap. And let's get some charts up. We got the VIX is moving right now. And been flying up and down. To see it popping up right there, sitting at, 15, 16 right now? I can barely even see that. So 16 points on the day and moving up. So it doesn't show any signs of letting up. I was watching the Russell a little bit this morning and had a great day yesterday, going in there, went long. And but the beautiful trade was this morning, opened up right at the open, right before the open there. Comes in, it actually triggers at the open, goes short on an MVP reversal, and, just rides the market down, and getting a 13-point move right there just on that one trade. You also got Apex reversals going in. You got, there's just trades all over the place. Just look at the momentum scalps, one after another, after another. And we moved down to one deviation, be backing off pretty, on the deviations. I'd still be moving down, tightening my stop up a little bit. Goes on down to 1.5 deviations. Finally, the market decides to, and we talk about how these usually do serve as a pretty solid support and resistance level. Let me see, what else do I got over here? Russell, we had some pretty solid updates, so I wanted to go in and open this up. On the week it's been sort of flat, but obviously on the day and short term we definitely had a downturn move on it. Let's see, negative, breaking lows at 11.09 right there. And so we broke those lows and testing the August lows of 11.03, just giving you, and then we broke through that as well. Basically just testing right there, those August lows at 11.03. And I'm trying to put some more analysis in where I'm working on a newsletter for you to put out up front and just tell you sort of the day trading ideas. Breaking down there. What else did I have on the list I want to give to you? A move down if it broke. And this might be more of a tomorrow thing. We'll have to see where it goes. If it continues to break, we could actually get a low down. The May lows there at 10.79. Right now, we got a resistance, an immediate resistance at 1109, so just be aware of that number, 1109 on the Russell. And if we can, hold above here, then we might get a little bit of a short-term recovery. And however, we did get a recovery, we'd probably be looking for a move up to about 1118, 1121. And at that point, I'd be looking to go short again. And, there may be some stops again up at 1125 where settlement's at. But just to give you a few ideas on just a few levels on the Russell, just wanted to pull that chart up and go over that as an example for you. And let me see here. Let's load a couple other things up. We talked about the VIX flying. Let's get maybe walk through the S&P for you. Do a little bit of analysis there. Talk about it. We're down at the 1.5 deviation move on it as well. Looking on over at the S&P. Let me open this up because we started off, but there's been so much happen with all this movement. Even the S&P going in and topping that strong resistance, moving down. Let's see, basically back above 1969. Yeah, basically we have to wait till we get back above 1969, 1971 before we relieve this downside pressure. If we did relieve it, we'd pop up to probably 77, 78 today. But obviously the week has suddenly become very volatile, and just looking at everything that we got, continue higher, it could go up to 1983 with a selling opportunity to hop back in to go short at 1989, 91, which is right at settlement. And anyways, just giving you a few ideas. What about a break lower? Well, a couple things to look at on this. Downside target right now on the S&P E-minis is 1956 to 1954. Okay, so that's going to bring us right down to the second deviation level at the 1956 level. It's not only is it a 2-deviation move, it's also a long-term Fibonacci area. It's a 200-day moving average sitting right at 1951. So just to give you a couple ideas of confluence, and so in this this area between 51 and 56, it's going to be a very crucial level. Okay, again, the area between 51 and 56, very crucial zone for determining future direction. I wouldn't really call it necessarily oversold yet, but we could easily see a bounce here today and going up. You need some pretty wide stops to try to trade that. But if we do break on down below 51, especially if we get a break below 43, then basically we should expect a pretty nice move down to 1937 to 36. So anyways, just understand that 51.56 is a very crucial level. If we break below 43, not expecting that to happen today, but you could look for that tomorrow, and I'd be expecting to move down to 37 to 36 on the S&P. So this gives you a little bit of analysis. Hopefully that helps out a little bit, and trying to add in just a little bit more variety and flavor each and every day. Let's see here. Let's pull up oil and go through that one real quick. We'll talk about it. And mainly going through and focusing on the deviation levels there. And give it one moment to load on up. Yeah, it's taking its sweet time off the... Oh, okay, it's off. We just got to refocus. We got a great move on it. Perfect deviation bounce. Notice how it went up half a deviation. It fell down to negative 0.5. Positive 0.5 and negative 0.5, that's, 0.5 and 0.5, that's 1. So that is a 1 deviation high to low. That's what we're looking for. It's the perfect bounce. Bounced right up off of it again, right back up. A deviation move down, deviation move back up. Coming on back down, where do you think it might be heading? So that same level area, 92.22, obviously would be a definite target level. Let me see what other analysis I can pull up for you that I put together. Just I got just so much stuff right here to try to figure out the best stuff I can get on out there for you. And let's see, what do I got? I got my crude, because I got my little plan that I write up every day. Let's see here, crude triple bottoming going on, happening on it if you go back and back up at the level. Definitely a potential, recovery period coming into place. And let's see here, short, we'd have to drop really below 92.70. We've done that, and we did that. Then that put a target right there at about the 92, 10, 15, 20 level. I would target right at the deviation move. That's what we did. We targeted right there. And then looking for a bounce from there to go on up. Well, where would we be going back up to? Basically, we'd be going right back up to that same level where the resistance is at 93.30, 93.40. So that brought us right back up here, bouncing right off this and taking profit right back up here at this deviation level when that happens. So we not only had the short, we had the buy back. And again, we got that sell happening all over again. And, of course, the area to get in, though, wasn't right where we're at. We're right in the middle of the move. It was to get up at where we're at that one deviation from low to high. That was your ideal entry. So that way you can allow for a little oscillation in the process because it's coming right back down around to the settlement price. And let's see what else we got going on. Trying to see if there's anything else. If we do break below this 92.20, 92.10 level, if we actually get down here and break below it, then we could really, we could move down pretty far. Obviously, the next target would be on down to 91.63 from there if we're able to break below it. And let's see here for today. If we're able to hold 92.70, the close is going to be a pretty big piece of that. If we're able to hold that 92.70 level, then we're going to target a key resistance area. Where's that going to be? 93.30, 93.40. So that's going to bring us right up here if we're able to hold that. And basically right now, if we're able to hold it, then we could pop back up, basically do that 0.5 deviation level all over again. Just really playing the bounce again and again and again. So obviously you could go short from there. If it hits that, you can just basically short. Let's see here. And then really expecting the 94.50 would be the high of the day that we'd be able to pull off. And that's what I was predicting. Where are we at right now? We're at 93.54. Not bad. 4 ticks off. And going in. Let's check this out. All right. Well, that's pretty much that's all I had for the day. So it's just really just bouncing in between those 2 points. So working well. And hopefully that continues. So we're going to work on putting this plan together, getting a newsletter out for y'all. And I get this usually done by around 10 o'clock at night. And so maybe something that we can put out there to give you day trading plans that you can take advantage of. And, you can apply this to futures. You can apply it to Forex, spreads, binaries, whatever. You could be going in and if we're targeting a level down here, we could go in and we could sell a really far out of the money binary, right? You could buy a far out of the money binary. You could buy it at the money, selling out the money, buying in the money, selling in the money. You could do a double binary. You could do a spread, an out of the money spread, an at the money spread. You could hedge a futures with spreads. So lots of cool ways to combine it. And but just give you the underlying market analysis because that's hopefully what you need to make your decisions. All right, y'all stay there, and we'll be back right after this break. All right, folks, come on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. And I definitely had my caffeine today, as you can tell. And but going in, and all right, we talked about the deviation bounce. NASDAQ flying. Let me bring that one on up over here. And 2 deviation move. Check this out. Nice. This settlement is drop. Just MVPs all the way down. Apex is all the way down. Momentum scalps all the way down. And almost down to 2 deviations. And this sort of balance between those levels right now is fantastic. We already talked about the S&P knocking it out, the momentum scalps, the MVP moves, everything else with that. And let's see what else we got going on. We got the Russell we talked about. It's fantastic trading day. And so funny. I'm sure y'all have had this happen to you once or twice. We're like, what do you do? And they're like, I trade. And they're like, huh? And you're like, okay, I day trade. And you usually just tell them like I trade stocks, even if you don't trade stocks, because they really look confused when you say futures and Forex. But I trade the markets, and they're like, okay. And they're like, oh, man, how's it going? The market, oh, man, it really had a bad day. I heard on the news it went down, da-da-da-da. And what's funny is, those are the best days. Those are the best days for traders. And I'm like, well, we actually make money when the market goes down, goes up, stays flat. We usually make more money when it goes down because it goes down faster than it goes up usually. And so it's actually fantastic. And they're like, they just look at you like you're a bad person, or they just are totally confused about how you can make money when the market drops. But it's fun. Just to constantly confuse people. You're not even trying. But it's one of the hardest jobs to actually explain to somebody. But anyways, it's like I'm in the markets. Like, oh, okay, cool. Can I talk to you about my mutual fund? No. But anyway, so great day. What about gold? Let's see what happened on gold. Any kind of good trade setups there? Yes, fantastic trade setups there. Looking at that, we got some good elite trades going on in. We got a nice little MVP reversal setting up right there. We'll see how that one pans out. Looks like that might probably break even there. But overall, then tons of great momentum scalps. Just lots of good volatility overall. And, we didn't necessarily have that. It's pretty flat on the day at the moment. We talked about that. But check out how it moved down to -1 deviation. Popped back up to settlement. Actually went a little bit higher, up to 1.5 deviations. We're pulling back out. And pretty much right now oscillating right around settlement. I'm going on in. Let's see. Let's check out. Let's grab a Forex pair. See how this is looking for us. On FX, pound yen, we had a great, I mean, it almost looks like the Russell, right? So we go in, we got a great couple apexes going long, or in the morning, probably, you know, maybe unless you're up early, you didn't catch any of that. But then we get this beautiful MVP reversal. We get a great apex to go short. We got tons of momentum scalps in the process. So Forex trader or not, I mean, like, that's just fantastic. Maybe you don't trade Forex. Maybe you don't like Forex. Maybe you had a bad experience with Forex. Maybe you're afraid of Forex. Maybe you're like, that FX thing, currency conversion is just way too confusing. And, well, it doesn't have to be. One of the great things about trading on Nadex, if you trade in the spreads, is the spreads are very much like the underlying markets. And, you know, the greatest thing about them is everything has a tick of 1, a minimum move of 1. You know, you call it a cent on a stock, the minimum amount it can move. Now, whether it's a 1 or a 0.1 or 0.01 or 0.01 or 0.001, who cares where the decimal is? Whatever the last number is, that's the tick and that's the minimum move, okay? And it's always worth $1. You don't have to convert from, you know, yen to pound to dollars, and, you know, you don't have to worry about all that. It's always $1. No matter, even if you're trading pound yen, if you're trading, you know, the DAX, if you're trading the Nikkei, it doesn't matter what you're trading, it's always $1 a tick, okay? Makes it really easy. And that's when people go, well, I'm not really a Forex trader. I'm more of a, you know, I like trading the S&P. And I'm like, I like trading whatever's freaking moving. Of course, the S&P's moving today. But I don't care what the symbol is in the top left of the chart. I really don't care what the number is on the right side of the chart. You remove the decimals and you can't tell me what things are, okay? I just care does the thing move where I can make money on it. And if I can make it simple, something like Nadex, that's even better, okay? And so I definitely encourage you to get outside of your comfort zone. Check out the FX markets if you're not used to them. Maybe you're not used to futures. You know, check out the futures markets. But do it, you know, a lot of people are afraid of it because of leverage, and that's wise. I mean, it's wise to know that you can get the crap kicked out of you. But the beautiful thing is, on all of the markets on Nadex, the risk is capped. And it's, you know, I mean, I wish I would have had it 10 years ago. That's all I can say. Would have saved me lots of money. But risk is capped. It's a great way to get in. You can go in for as little as $1 a tick. You can go in for $200 a tick. Just whatever you want to do. Stay right there. We'll be back right after this break. All right, welcome on back here to the Diagnostics Trading Hour. Yesterday, I did not go over the oil inventory report for you, so I just wanted to go back and review that. But we had a nice pop on up, but it turned around, went south, basically hit the expected range, plus a few extra ticks, but bounced right off that deviation level. And we got that short volume spike as well along with it. So just another perfect spike striker, expected range on the money trade. And today, oil, you know, really knocking it out of the park, doing great. And, again, just bouncing right between 0.5, negative 0.5. And these deviations are not just for, you know, Nadex traders. They are for futures and Forex traders. And, anyways, check those out. So up to 0.5, down to 0.5. We got volume spikes saying go long, go long, go long. Volume spikes saying go short, go short. And you just see how the market went up and then went on down. So it takes a little bit longer if you're doing it outright versus just you know, in the money binary or something like that. But I mean, it said go long and it ran on up. It said go short, went on down. It's basically saying right in where it should be. It went a little bit outside of its expected movement there at 10 to 11 o'clock. Usually we do see a little bit more activity there that can be added. Activity also due to the natural gas inventory report. Let's go ahead and pull that one up. We'll get that one going for you. And let's see here. Spike Striker was profitable on that as well. Let's get the chart to show for you. Lots of ways to trade it, butterflies, ranges, etc. So if you go over here and look at this, we go in and let's just zoom in on, I mean, there's a lot of trades we had today, but just going in and looking at it. So basically I had multiple shorts. They all went down. So we had a 5-minute, a 10-minute, a 15-minute, all three going south. And two of those got triggered, and they obviously expired in the money as the market dropped. You also could have done butterflies or iron condor range trades. As you can see, they usually do stay within that range. Even if they do bust out of it, they usually come on back in. So those expected ranges can be huge for putting these trades together. Another thing you can do, one of our traders put up a trade like this. And this is a chart that got emailed to me from one of the traders that follows us. And let's see. So basically she was putting her magnet, basically a magnet volume channel in on there. And what she did was looked at potential daily strikes to buy, combined with the deviation, and a greater than one deviation, the magnet volume channel. And so basically she saw that the market went on up. Where's it going to go into? It's going to be coming down a deviation and bounce on back up to that level. And she played it just, perfect. It ran right on back up. When it went on back up, 18 weeks, observed that natural gas likes to basically expire right inside of the magnet volume channel. So basically she's going in and plotting those magnets. She sees that's the magnet volume level, and she's an 83% success rate. She's done it over the last 18 weeks with that. So pretty sweet. Just basically using a deviation bounce right into a magnet and then watching the expiration. So you can pick a binary, you can buy natural gas, you can buy a spread. There's a lot of ways you could trade it. But complete props to Kelly. Just fantastic analysis, and keep it up. So, but a very, very cool one to share. I like that a lot. That's awesome. Let's see here. And what else we got? I got a few more things on my list that I wanted to cover with you that I think are pretty important. So let's dive into those next. And we got our news trades. We haven't even got into those. We've been going through so many different topics. That's okay to change it up now and then. All right, so let's dive into some of the news. Get that out. We got some market analysis done and talked about some different ways to use various trades. But right over here, jumping into Forex Factory and looking at what's on the list. We had the euro-dollar trade come on out. And let me see here. How'd that one turn out for us? So I got to measure that high to low for that to be useful. So let me pull up a euro-dollar chart. Okay. And let's see. Hold on one second. Let me open that up. And let's see. Open to high, open to low, open to close. All right. So the report came out at 8 a.m. this morning. And let's see what the movement was. So 8 o'clock to 10 a.m. Basically got about a 12 tick open to close. If we go 8 to 10 on the high side, not that much difference. We got about 13 ticks. Downside isn't going to be any big shocker there. And down about 12 ticks. So about 25 tick high to low. And on our plan, what we had, let me bring that back up for you. I had that up a second ago, but I closed it down. Let me open up the details on it and I get right into it for you. All right, here we go. It's basically the one trade that we had on the list for the day. And 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., Iron Condor Butterfly going into the news. News releases at 8:30. And we're looking for a $25 minimum profit on the trade. I'm sorry, I'm having an audio issue, so I can't quite tell if I'm on here. Hello, radio operator. Okay, sorry. Was not quite able to tell. Anyway, so had weird background music playing. Okay, so 8 a.m., 10 a.m. was the position there. We had a $25 minimum profit. Basically means we made, when we have that zone, that'd be the maximum profit we'd make. We usually expect to make about half that. And so we did. We made 12 or 13 bucks on the trade if you're able to get the fill. And it oscillated enough that you should have been able to get it. It bopped down 12, up 12, 13 pips right there. So you should have easily been able to get that fill. Often you do have to leg into these trades to make them work on out for you. Okay, so that was our Iron Condor trade for the day. Let's see here. Going into unemployment claims. Let's check this out. And, 293,000 claims. So a little bit of an uptick from last, week's report, but pretty much in line with expectations. So the increase was a little bit less than the forecast, but it was still an increase nevertheless, but not like a massive number. And that number came out at 8:30, which was about an hour before we saw just a massive drop in the market. So I wasn't really totally the cause of it, doing that, Monday morning quarterback thing. And you never really can do that totally with the news. And tonight we do have some yen releases coming out. So we'll go into those. But On those yen releases, we're going to have the core CPI, the national CPI coming out at 7:30. So make sure you have those on your list if you are trading the yen tonight. And we got the U.S. final GDP, not the biggest GDP number, but that one is coming on up here, 8:30 to 9:30. Okay, so that'll come out at 8:30. It'll definitely have an impact on the markets, and you want to be able to have a trade in place. I mean, it's really going to affect everything. So not just euro dollar. I mean, it'll affect everything, but it's not the big GDP number. Now, the market may be a little more sensitive to it because of just the volatility that's going on. So if it comes in worse than expected, then, expect it to really make this sell-off even stronger. Normally, it would not be a big impact. But if that GDP, that number that comes out tomorrow, like I said, if it comes out worse than expected, especially being a final GDP, there really shouldn't be a big shocker there, then, then we should expect that. Okay, so what else do we got? That really is our major news for tomorrow. For you New Zealand dollar traders, it's obviously not a NADEX thing, but New Zealand dollar traders, daylight savings time is kicking in, and that could affect Aussie and yen pairs. That's going to be happening, I believe, on Saturday. It's weird keeping up with daylight savings time shifts around the world. But yeah, so on Saturday right there, that should be kicking into place. And all right, so that ought to catch you up on that. Just it could have a little impact on Aussie and yen. They aren't the biggest economies, but it's pretty still. Obviously, New Zealand dollar does have an impact on the Aussie, especially. So just make sure you have that on your list just to be aware of it, that there could be a little bit of a shift. All right, so going on into next week, lots of be aware events. We got preliminary CPI, Germany preliminary CPI coming out. Obviously, that's going to affect the euro dollar, and that number it's sort of released throughout the day. So there's not really a good time to be aware of that. Spanish flat CPI, pound net lending, various reports in the U.S. 8:30 to 9:30. Not ones that we really put a focus on. We do have 2 trades though for Monday. Actually, we've got 3 trades for Monday on the list. We're going to have the U.S. pending home sales report coming out at 10 a.m. And what we're going to do is we're going to look to go in and do a 9 to 11 o'clock iron condor. So these are trades you could potentially use, during the NADEX trading contest. So I hope you made the cutoff time. It got taken down at 12 o'clock Eastern time today. I'm hoping you got in and you registered for that. If you did, start to make, time to start making your trading plans. There's a decent amount of news reports coming up this week. Even if you can't trade the news, be aware of the news. Even if you don't know how to trade the news, be aware of the movement. Like, hey, this could rock this market. This could rock this market at this time. It could throw things off. Also, be aware, if we say 25 pips, that's about the movement we expect in the euro dollar. So, between 8 and 10, between 9 and 11. So, if you go in there at 9 o'clock and, let's say you enter a trade at 10 o'clock and it's already moved up like 24, 25 pips, like by 10:15 or something, since 9 a.m., you're probably near the end of your expected move. And so that's, I don't care what system you're using, that can help you go, hey, there's an expected movement here. I need to be aware of this. And I don't care if you're trading binary, spreads, Forex, whatever. Just understand that simple concept. If there's basically, like I said, a 25 pip expected move or less during that time, there are the occasional surprises. But when I say occasional, I mean like 1 or 2 out of 12 months. Okay? And so that's the first report. We get 9 to 11 for the 10 a.m. release, entering at 9 for the minimum expiration, $25 minimum profit on euro dollar. In the evening, we got lots of pound to dollar reports coming on out the following morning here. So let's go down. Let's look at that. And let's see here. We got pound dollar. We got current account. We got final GDP. We got preliminary business summary, index of services, revised business and investment reports. So a lot of pound dollar reports. We also have the euro unemployment rate, so that's one we're going to have to dive into as well. But anyway, so the entry, what is this? 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. It's a $30 minimum profit trade that we're looking for. Pretty low. A lot of releases, but they really just don't have a massive impact. Even it's a final GDP. It's not a preliminary GDP. Current account, usually no big surprises there at all. So we really don't expect a big move. We look at it time and time again. That trade has worked out rather well. And so again, that's at 11 p.m. I need to fix that. 11 p.m. entry for 7 a.m. expiration. Let's see here. And for a minimum profit of $30, okay? And that's where you buy the lower spread, you sell the upper spread, an iron condor. Where you buy the lower spread, sell the upper spread on Nadex. And let's see what else we have. We got the Euro report. We got a various number of Euro trades coming on out. And let's see what we have over here. On the Euro report, we're going into 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. And 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Basically, exact same trading time, entering at 11 for 7 a.m., but we have 5 a.m. We have a lot of announcements coming out, but these are all small announcements. French consumer spending, German unemployment change, COF economic barometer, current account. We're going down to, CPI flash, core CPI flash, their unemployment rate, which is usually it's the euro, which means you have a combination of all the other countries. So basically that number usually is very well known. It doesn't have a massive impact. So, and again, we got at 11 p.m. there too. I don't know why I keep typing that. So, but 11 p.m. entry for a 7 a.m. expiration, and a minimum profit of $30 on that trade. And that wraps up the news trades for Monday. China's going to have a bank holiday on Tuesday and Wednesday, so that can have a bit of an impact there. Looking on over at the other markets, trying to see what else we got. Going in on the morning, CAD GDP. Let me see. Do we just not have... Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so we do have an iron condor on that. I just need to update my... Over on that one. Okay, so we do have a Canadian report we're looking at. Various reports coming out at 8:30 on Tuesday on the 30th. And we're looking to find an iron condor on the dollar CAD, entering as early as 7 a.m. with an expiration of 9 a.m. for a minimum profit of $20, okay? So minimum profit of $20. That's their GDP, RMPI, and IPPI report all coming out. Usually a very low movement. And again, that's a 7 a.m. to a 9 a.m. for the 8:30 release, okay? Let's see here. What else do we got that we can play with to get some trades on? I'll cover a few more. It looks like we got about 5. Well, we got a few more reports. So we got some decent news coming out next week. I hope you're taking down these plans. We'll be back right after this. All right, folks, come on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. And let's see where everything is right now, what all is going on. We got, let's see, we wanted to bring up the remaining news trades. We got a lot of news trades for next week. And so a few things I want to bring up is just some ideas. Not only do we have the news trades going on, but, what can you be doing? There's yen releases, so you can use that for nighttime trading. And, this can help with the trading contest. So there's a lot of news next week. And a lot of it's, medium news. It's not all high-impact news. But having this news can help with your volatility, help with your nighttime trading. What kind of markets are open at night? Well, basically just about everything's open at night. But at nighttime, you're probably going to want to mainly focus on Forex markets. Usually you're going to get better movements. Also, you have contracts that expire every hour. Euro dollar, pound dollar, Aussie dollar, Euro yen, US yen. Those 5 FX pairs have expirations every hour from 7 o'clock to 5 o'clock the next day. With the exception of Sunday, the first expiration is 8 p.m. And on Friday, the last expiration is like 3 p.m. But in between, it's 7 to 5. And so you basically have the most opportunities to trade those pairs at night. So if you're a nighttime trader, definitely take advantage of it. Some examples of some trades. Look at over here. Let's see here. Let's bring this up. And I'm looking for, some spike strikers to set off. There's a buy spike striker. That goes off in the evening. Goes down, doesn't trigger, finally triggers this, another one. Has a buy, going across. That's like at 1 a.m. But as far as an evening trade. Let's see here. What else we got? Pound dollar ones. Let's bring that up. And we got, let's see. Let me open it on up there. There we go. So variety, the sell spike strikers going in. This is at night. Okay. Heading on down. Doesn't trigger any of the buys. Looks like that's good. It's pretty volatile right there. Finally had a sell. Definitely sold what was in the money. Sell right here. Just leveled off. Came back flat. So depending upon what strike you got, and that looks big, but that's only 2 ticks. Okay? So only 3 ticks off from the actual trigger price. So there's a good chance you're still in the money. And if you're paying attention, you see a settlement price, and you get a sell, try to pick a strike above it, especially if that's going to be your stop. So, but let's see here. So that's just, a nice little tip for you. Now look at, if you have a strike and you can choose one above, the deviation level, all the better. Let's see here. So that's pound dollar. And let's see, U.S. yen. Bring that one up. Let's see, we got a nice sell right there. Special record went on down. Had a little bit of oscillation, but again, only a few ticks. Let's see here what we got on that. And maybe you're doing it out of the money too. So you had plenty of room for it to pull on back. And what else do we got? We'll go in. Let's look at the euro dollar on this trade right here. On the euro dollar, we go in. We got a 5-minute spike. We get a buy right at the end, and this sort of oscillates, but would have finished in the money nevertheless. Got another buy. That one definitely popped up and was also profitable. These are nighttime trades. That's what I'm trying to show you. Is a very simple thing that you can do at night. Just some general things. We got the Aussie back down at fresh new lows going on, and just continuing in that downward trend. And let's see, where's it at right now on the day? We got the Aussie dollar. I add it back in and it disappears. So I got to figure out what's up with that. But yeah, down 92 pips, just continuing to go down, 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 down. Anyways, make sure you're diving in, get a head start. And, be tuning in a lot next week for a lot of tips on trading the news and more for this Native Trading Contest. You have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow on the Bull Bear Binary Hour and the Diagnostic Trading Hour.